Malaysia is well known as a diverse country, where it includes lots of ethnic, religions, and culture. This makes Malaysia unique compared to the other country, as they can live in harmony despite having diversity. Living in a multiracial society also allows us for direct interaction with individuals who have different exposure to disparate perspectives, and ideas result in fresh and unique approaches to problem solving and thinking outside the box. A mix of perspective, talents, skills, and ideas foster innovation and promote unique thinking. As we all know, different races carry out different beliefs that they implement in their reading to teach people about their culture's moral value. So, we are going to look at how different races apply their culture's moral value through literature.
Folktales are one of the common mediums that have been used to teach lessons. Every race, ethnic groups, or tribe has its own folktales that have been passed on for generations. In Malaysia, every race has its own folktales. For example, the Malay folktales, the legend of Sang Kancil. Sang Kancil is a clever and cunning mouse deer, and the tales surrounding this character often teach lessons about intelligence, wit, and resourcefulness. The stories of Sang Kancil typically depict the character outsmarting larger and more powerful animals through his cunning and quick thinking. For Chinese folktale, The Empty Pot. This story emphasizes honesty and integrity. It tells the story of a young boy who participates in a contest to grow the most beautiful plant. Despite the pressure to cheat, the boy remains truthful and presents an empty pot. His integrity is rewarded, demonstrating the value of honesty and the importance of doing what is right. Lastly, the Indian folk tales, the Ramayana. The Ramayana is an epic narrative that conveys profound moral and ethical teachings. It tells the story of Prince Rama and his journey to rescue his wife, Sita, from the demon king Ravana. The epic emphasizes values such as righteousness, devotion, loyalty, and the triumph of good over evil.
All of these folktales have moral values, but what makes them different from each other? First is mythological elements. Chinese and Indian folktales frequently incorporate mythological beings, gods and goddesses such as dragons, phoenixes, and deities from Hindu or Buddhist pantheons. Malay folktales may feature supernatural creatures like spirits, ghosts, or mythical beings from Malay folklore, such as the Pontianak or Hantu. Last but not least, in terms of cultural context, Chinese folktales often incorporate elements from Confucianism, Taoism, and Buddhism, reflecting the philosophical and spiritual traditions of China. Indian folktales, on the other hand, draw heavily from Hindu mythology and scriptures such as Ramayana and Mahabharata. Meanwhile, local legends, Islamic culture, and animistic beliefs all have an influence on Malay folktales.
What is the importance of the folktales in diverse communities? First, it is about empowerment and representation. Folktales featuring characters from diverse backgrounds provide representation and visibility for marginalized communities. Seeing characters who share their cultural backgrounds and experiences in these stories can empower individuals by validating their identities and offering a sense of belonging. It can instill a sense of pride and self-worth, affirming that their stories and perspectives matter. Second is building bridges and fostering understanding. Folktales frequently cross cultural boundaries and enable people from various backgrounds to share and appreciate one another. In diverse communities, folktales can serve as a bridge for understanding and empathy. They provide a window into different cultures, promoting cross-cultural appreciation, respect, and dialogue. Folktales can help break down stereotypes, promote inclusivity, and foster a sense of unity among diverse individuals.
How to learn other cultures? So first, you have to speak with someone from a different culture. You need to try to learn more about someone from a different cultural background. You don't have to question them directly about their culture, but by becoming friends with them, you will naturally learn more about their traditions and experiences. Furthermore, you may try to talk to your friends or classmates you have been meaning to get to know better. But remember to treat them as you treat anybody else. and don't think of them just as a tool to learn about different cultures. Moreover, there are websites that may assist people in finding an overseas pen pal. If you're learning a language, this is also an excellent method to practice it. The second one is you need to do a research. Learning about diverse cultures can help you gain a better awareness of cultural diversity. You may watch some foreign films on SBS or Netflix, go to a local food festival, or look into some internet resources. For example, check out Commons Grounds resources for learning about Chinese culture and history.
To the camera or? Answer. Alright. So my name is Paul and I'm 20 years old and I'm currently a student of Band 4.
So my name is Ahmad Kazurin Izzat bin Abdul Qadir. I'm currently studying in University of SUHAILAH in course Bachelor's in English with Communications, and I'm currently studying in semester 4.
My name is Nizam and I'm from Band 2.
What semester?
I'm semester 2.
Do you know what is folk tales?
Folk tales. So it is a story that went by the society, maybe?
I think folk tales is a story that get passed on generation by generation, and I think it gets passed on by word of mouth.
Traditional stories from each of our cultures, and it has been passed down to generations, and they often has like moral values for us to believe.
There's one that comes into my mind, which is a Chinese folktale about a marksman that shoots down the 9 sons. 9 sons, the sun. Right? So according to the story, in the ancient time there is 10 sons.
10
right?
sons.
Yes, the sun kept multiplying, and it gets warmer and warmer, and it starts to threaten the life of humans and every life on Earth. Then there's one marksman, brave marksman, that came out to save humanity. He's a very skillful marksman, but to shoot his arrow towards the sun, he actually has to sacrifice his arm. So he kept shooting, and finally he shoot down 9 of the sun out of 10, and now we have only 1 left, which is providing the perfect temperature for our living. So it is actually the moral value. It's about how you sacrifice yourself for the society, for the greater good.
One that comes to mind is Sang Kancil. It's very popular in my culture, which is the Malaysian culture. Sang Kancil is basically a story about this mouse deer that is very smart. He is small, but he gets over other animals, and he gets better than other animals by being smart. So the moral value there, what it taught me is, you may be small, you may be big, you may be tall, or you may be short, but as long as you are smart and you can do something, then you can do anything.
I'm from Indian culture, and in our Indian culture we have a folktale called Panjatandra, and inside the Panjatandra we have like a lot of short stories. So one of the stories I would be telling is like the mouse and the lion, and actually it's like when the mouse accidentally wakes up a lion when it's running across its body, and then the lion captures the mouse and he threatens to eat it, but then this mouse like kind of fled for its life, and it tries to repay, it says that I would repay kindness in the next time. So the lion was kind of skeptical, but then he let the mouse go. But then one day this lion was trapped under the hunter's trap, and then this mouse came in the rescue. It actually helped the lion to escape. Even though it is kind of small, but it actually managed to give an escape to the lion. So from what I have learned from this story is that the importance of kindness, and sometimes we don't judge people like in the story you can see the mouse is small, right? But then it actually helped the lion.
Folk tales from other races, other cultures. So I remember I've read a little bit of literature about English and certain Malay literature as well, I think. Does childhood stories count as folk tales? Like for example, Sibelang and those. Right, so among those folk tales, it actually teaches us the moral values, and it provides a guideline for you to act as a human, I guess. It provides you the good value, how you should be acting, how you should treat people. And for me, those folk tales from other culture, it actually teaches me how each culture values things. Right, so actually each culture see things from different perspective, regardless their culture or their beliefs, it is different. So for Malays and for English, which is a Western country, I can learn so much from their culture, from their folk tales.
I think one that comes to mind is Jack and the Beanstalk. Jack and the Beanstalk is a very popular story. People have made movies about it. Basically, Jack and the Beanstalk is a story about a poor kid. He was walking around and then he saw this giant bean. He put it into the ground and it grows to a giant tree and it brings him to the cloud. So in my opinion, that story is very creative. So it just shows the English culture as a culture that is very good and very creative in literature.
I've not read, but I have heard from people, and from what I've heard, they have had many folk tales also, and that's how I get it from them.
And do you think, how does it change your perception towards other races?
Okay, it doesn't change my perception because I think that every culture they have their own folk tales, and I guess they kind of they try to teach us something, but I think they are teaching us like more to moral values and what we should do with it. It's like more to benefit now.
Folk tales and unity. I think folk tales, yeah, it should be able to provide unity. Because, for example, many of the Malay stories we uses animal characters, and it describes how an animal kingdom are filled with different kinds of animals, and they are living together, they are working together. So why not it works on human? So the moral value actually does imply in human society, which can be, what do you say, working together, we can be nicer to each other, hence unity.
I think yes, it surely can promote unity because these stories get passed on by generation, and it doesn't have one author, it have multiple authors. So people can connect by putting in their creativity. So for example, Jack and the Beanstalk have many kind of different variations of the story. So people connect from different stories and people relate to different stories. And also there are a lot of stories about unity in literature. And yeah, I think it can promote unity like that.
Yeah.
I think folktales can actually help promote unity because, for example, like we Malaysians, we are living in a diverse country and we are often in contact with other races. So when we are in contact with other races, one of our topics whenever we communicate may also be about folktales. And then when we communicate about folktales, we are not only like sharing stories, but at the same time we are trying to build a unity that there will be like a new bond. So I think it actually helps build unity.
That's a good answer. So I think that's it for our interview. Thank you.
Thank you.
So to sum up with this topic, every races have their own folktales and every folktales have their own moral value. So we as a Malaysian, we live in a multiracial country. So what we need to do is we need to respect every races, every culture in order to create an peaceful and harmony environment. So I think that's all from me.